Han stood at the viewing window of the shuttle, watching as the massive ship grew larger. The Harmony was huge, at least 5 times bigger than the largest human spacecraft ever built. Its silver hull gleamed in the starlight. 10 minutes until docking, said the pilot. You should take your seat, Mr. Han. Han nodded and sat down. His stomach felt tight with nerves. He was the first human diplomat to board the Galactic Confederation's main ship. Everything he did would shape how aliens saw all humans. Remember your training, he told himself. Be polite. Don't show too many teeth when you smile. Don't touch anyone without asking first. The shuttle shook slightly as it entered the Harmony's docking bay. Han took a deep breath and straightened his blue uniform. The shuttle landed with a soft bump. We have arrived, said the pilot. Good luck, Mr. Han. The door opened with a hiss. Han stepped out into the docking bay. 3 aliens waited for him. They looked very different from each other. The tallest one had purple skin and 4 arms. The second had green scales and a long tail. The third was small with blue fur covering its body. All 3 wore silver uniforms with the Confederation symbol. Welcome aboard the Harmony said the purple alien. Its voice sounded like music. I am Captain Drell of the Value species. These are my officers, Letta and Pax. Han bowed slightly. Thank you for your welcome. I am Han of Earth. I am honored to represent humanity in the Confederation. Pax, the blue furry alien, stepped forward. Its large eyes blinked rapidly. We have prepared living quarters for you. Please follow me. As they walked through the ship, Han saw many more alien species. Some walked on 2 legs like humans. Others had more legs or moved in different ways. Some floated in the air. All of them stared at Han as he passed. They are curious, explained Captain Drell. Many have never seen a human before. They entered a large room with a round table. Several aliens sat around it, eating from plates and bowls. This is our main dining hall, said Letta, the green-scaled alien. Each species has their own food section. She pointed to different areas of the room. Herbivores eat there. Carnivores eat there. Silicon-based life forms eat there. Han nodded. Where do humans eat? The 3 aliens looked at each other. We weren't sure, said Captain Drell. Your files say humans eat many different things. That's right, said Han. We eat plants and meat. We can digest many types of food. Pax's blue fur stood up in surprise. Both plants and animals. In the same meal. Yes, said Han. We call it being omnivorous. Fascinating, said Letta. Her forked tongue flicked out in what Han guessed was excitement. Most species can only eat one type of food. Their bodies cannot process others. A bell sound rang through the ship. Captain Drell straightened. That is the call for the welcome ceremony. We must go to the Grand Hall. They led Han to a massive room filled with hundreds of aliens. A raised platform stood at the center. Captain Drell guided Han onto it. Attention, members of the Galactic Confederation, announced Captain Drell. Today we welcome the newest species to join our community, humans of Earth, represented by Diplomat Han. The room filled with different sounds, clicks, whistles, and rumbles that Han guessed were applause in different languages. Human Han will live among us to help us understand his species, continued Captain Drell. Please make him welcome. Han stepped forward. Thank you for this honor. Humans are excited to learn from all of you and share our knowledge. We hope to be good friends to all species in the Confederation. As the ceremony ended, many aliens approached Han with questions. One tall, thin alien with silver skin leaned close. Is it true? It whispered. Can humans really eat anything? Han smiled. Not anything, but many things that might surprise you. The alien's eyes widened. The next mealtime will be very interesting. Han didn't know it then, but those simple words would prove truer than anyone could imagine. Han stood at the entrance of the grand dining hall. Tonight was the first formal dinner with all the important ambassadors of the Galactic Confederation. His hands felt sweaty. This meal would be his first real test as Earth's diplomat. Captain Drell appeared beside him. "Are you ready, human Han?" "Yes, Captain," Han said, though his racing heart said otherwise. They walked into the huge room. Long tables were set up in a big circle. Each section had different types of food. Some areas had only plants. Others had only meat. One section glowed with strange blue rocks. "Each species eats at their own table," Captain Drell explained. "Where would you like to sit?" Han looked around. "Is there a human section?" Captain Drell's four hands made a gesture Han didn't understand. "We weren't sure where to place you. Perhaps you can tell us which food group you prefer." Before Han could answer, a small blue alien approached. Han recognized him as Jun, the ship's xenobiologist who studied different species. "If I may suggest," Jun said, his large eyes blinking. Human Han could try a little from each section. It would be a good chance to see what humans can eat. Several nearby aliens turned to stare. The idea seemed to shock them. "That's a good idea," Han said. "Humans often enjoy trying new foods." A tall, thin alien with sharp teeth stepped forward. Han had met him earlier. Tuck, the ambassador from a planet of meat-eaters. "You would eat plants and meat at the same meal?" Tuck asked, his voice full of disbelief. "Yes," Han said. "Humans eat both." A low murmur spread through the room. Aliens whispered to each other and pointed at Han. "How interesting," Jun said. "Please, let me show you around." Jun led Han around the circle of tables. At each one, he explained what the food was and which species ate it. "These are Palux roots, eaten by my people," Jun said at the first table. "Very high in fiber." Han took a small piece and ate it. It tasted like sweet potatoes. "It's good," he said. Many of the plant-eating aliens watched with interest. Some took notes on small devices. Next, they went to the meat section. Tuck stood there, watching Han closely. "This is dried Zella meat," Jun explained. "Tuck's people consider it a delicacy." Han took a small piece and chewed it. It was tough and salty. "Different, but not bad," he said. Tuck's eyes narrowed. "You truly eat the flesh of animals." "Yes," Han said. "Humans need protein from various sources." Tuck shook his head. "And yet you also eat plants." "Most disturbing." They continued around the room. Han tried small amounts from most tables. Some foods tasted good to him. Others were strange but okay. A few he politely declined after Jun warned they might be harmful to humans. The blue rocks, it turned out, were minerals eaten by silicon-based life forms. "These would break your teeth," Jun advised. Han was happy to skip those. By the time they finished the circle, all eyes in the room were on Han. He sat down at a small table that had been set up for him. Servers brought him small portions from different sections. As Han ate his mixed meal, Jun sat down across from him. The blue alien's fur rippled with excitement. "Amazing," Jun said. "In my studies, I've never seen a species that can digest such variety. Most evolved to eat only specific foods." Nearby, Tuck watched with a look of disgust as Han ate a piece of fruit followed by a bite of meat. "Human Han," Captain Drell called from the main table. "The Science Council has a request. Would you be willing to participate in a formal study of human digestive abilities?" Han looked around the room. Every alien was waiting for his answer. "I would be honored," Han said. "It could help us understand each other better." Jun clapped his small hands together. "Excellent. We will learn so much." As the dinner continued, Han noticed more and more aliens coming to look at his plate. Some seemed curious, others disturbed, but all of them were interested in the human who could eat almost anything. "This is just the beginning," Han thought to himself. "Wait until they learn about human cooking." Han sat on a medical bed in the ship's science lab. Around him, screens showed pictures of his insides. Jun moved from screen to screen, making happy noises. "Amazing," Jun said. His blue fur rippled with excitement. Your digestive system is so complex. Han smiled. For the past 3 days, he had been part of tests to show what humans could eat. A small crowd of alien scientists watched from behind a glass wall. The door opened, and Minna walked in. She was the ship's human doctor. Captain Drell had requested her help to make sure Han stayed safe. "How is our test subject doing?" Minna asked with a smile. "I'm fine," Han said. "Just a little hungry." June bounced on his 4 small feet. "We are ready for today's test. Look." He pointed to a table with 10 small bowls. Each held different foods from planets across the galaxy. "We have selected foods that no single species can eat all of," June explained. "Some are very acidic. Some have special proteins. Some have complex sugars." Mina checked the bowls carefully. "Are any of these harmful to humans?" "No," June said. "I checked them all against your medical files. They are safe for humans to try. But most species can only eat 1 or 2 types." Han walked to the table. "Which one first?" June pointed to a bowl of small red berries. "These grow on planet Vix. They are very acidic. Only 3 species in the Confederation can eat them." Han took a berry and ate it. It was sour, like a lemon, but not bad. "Tangy," he said. "We have similar fruits on Earth." The watching aliens made notes. Some looked surprised. Next was a bowl of flat brown seeds, high in protein and fat, Jun said. "Eaten by carnivores like Tux people." Han tried one. It tasted nutty. "This would be good in a salad," he said. One by one, Han tried foods from each bowl. Some he liked, others he didn't, but he could eat all of them. The last bowl held small white cubes. "This is a special test," Jun said. "These are made from synthol, a food created for long space trips. Most species find it hard to digest." Han ate a cube. It had almost no taste. "It's like tofu," he said. "Boring, but not bad." Jun clapped his hands. "Incredible. You've eaten foods that would make most species sick if they ate them all together." Minna checked Han's vital signs. "His system is handling everything normally," she told the scientists. "Humans evolved to eat many different foods. It helps us survive in different environments." As the test ended, an announcement came over the ship's speakers. "All crew members, today's cultural exchange will begin in 1 hour in the main hall. You should rest," Minna told Han. "You've been a good sport with all these tests." But as they left the lab, Han noticed several aliens waiting in the hallway. Each held containers of food. "Human Han," said a tall alien with green scales. "I am Chef Doro. I heard you can eat many foods. Would you try our special dish from planet Klax?" Before Han could answer, more aliens approached. "Please try our sweet roots. Our protein balls are famous across 3 systems. This is made from the finest grains of Sector 4. Han looked at Mina, who shrugged. "I guess our scientific study just became a cultural exchange," she said. For the next hour, Han tried foods from 20 different worlds. The aliens watched eagerly as he tasted each one. He described the flavors and compared them to Earth foods. "It's like a spicy apple. This reminds me of cheese. Very similar to our seaweed." Word spread through the ship. By evening, the main hall was filled with aliens, all wanting to share their foods with the human who could eat anything. Captain Drell found Han surrounded by empty dishes and curious aliens. "It seems you have started something unexpected," the captain said. Han nodded. "Food brings people together, even across the stars. On Earth, we often build friendships by sharing meals." June, who hadn't left Han's side all day, looked thoughtful. "Perhaps there is more to learn from humans than just biology. Your adaptable eating habits might reflect something deeper about your species." Han smiled. He had come aboard as a diplomat, but food was proving to be his best tool for building bridges between worlds. Han was sleeping when the ship jerked hard to one side. He fell out of his bed onto the floor. Red lights flashed, and a loud alarm blared. "All crew to emergency stations," said a voice over the speakers. "This is not a drill." Repeat, "This is not a drill." Han quickly put on his uniform and ran to the bridge where he was supposed to go during emergencies. When he got there, Captain Drell was giving orders to the crew. The captain's purple face looked worried. "What's happening?" Han asked Mina, who had arrived just before him. "Something's wrong with the navigation system," she said. "The ship won't respond to controls." Through the main window, Han could see a planet getting closer and closer. It was mostly green and blue, like Earth, but with 2 small moons. "We're caught in the planet's gravity pull," Captain Drell announced. "All crew prepare for emergency landing procedures. This will not be smooth." The next 20 minutes were chaos. The ship shook and rattled. Parts of the ceiling fell down. Han helped injured crew members to safe areas. Then came a huge crash. Han was thrown against a wall. Everything went black. When Han woke up, his head hurt. Smoke filled the air. He got up slowly and looked around. The ship had crashed in a forest. Trees were broken all around them. Part of the ship was buried in the ground. "Is everyone okay?" Han called out. Slowly, crew members appeared from different parts of the ship. Some were hurt, but most were alive. Captain Drell had a cut on one of his 4 arms, but was organizing rescue teams. "Han, you're awake," said Jun, rushing over. "We need your help. We have a serious problem." Jun took Han to the ship's food storage area. The room was destroyed. Containers had broken open. Food was mixed together or crushed. "Most of our food supplies are ruined," Jun explained. "What's left won't last more than a few days." Han looked around at the mess. "Can't we find food on this planet?" "That's the problem," said Jun. "This planet isn't in our database. We don't know what's safe to eat here." Captain Drell joined them with Mina and several other crew members. "We've checked the ship's systems," the captain said. "The engines are badly damaged. It will take at least 2 weeks to repair them enough to send a distress signal." 2 weeks, said Tuck, who had just arrived. "Our food won't last that long." "That's why we need to find food on this planet," Captain Drell said. "But each species has specific dietary needs. What's safe for one might be poison for another." Everyone looked worried. Most alien species could only eat certain types of food. Finding something safe for each different species would be very hard. Then Mina spoke up. "Han, and I can help. Humans can eat many different things. We can test the local plants and animals to see what might be safe for each species." All eyes turned to Han. "She's right," Han said. "We can be the testers. Our bodies can handle a wider range of foods than most species." "It would be dangerous," Captain Drell warned. "We have limited medical supplies if something goes wrong." "We have to try," Han said. "Otherwise, many crew members will starve before help arrives." Captain Drell thought for a moment, then nodded. "Very well. We'll divide into teams. Some will work on repairing the ship. Others will set up shelters. Han, Mina, and Jun will lead the food exploration team." As the meeting ended, Tuck approached Han. The carnivore still didn't seem to trust humans, but his attitude had changed. "Perhaps your strange eating habits will be useful after all," Tuck said. "My people need meat. We cannot digest plants at all." "We'll find something for everyone," Han promised. That night, as Han looked at the strange stars above the crash site, he realized how their situation had changed. The very thing that aliens found odd about humans, their ability to eat almost anything, might now save everyone's lives. "Tomorrow we start searching," he told Mina as they prepared simple beds in the shelter. "I never thought my stomach would become our most important diplomatic tool." Mina smiled. "Humans are adaptable. That's our greatest strength." The morning sun shone through purple leaves as Han, Mina, and Jun walked through the forest. They had been on the planet for 3 days now. Food was becoming a serious problem. "These berries smell similar to ones my people eat," Jun said, pointing to small yellow fruits on a bush. Han picked one and sniffed it. "I'll try it first," he said. He took a tiny bite and waited. No burning sensation, no bad taste. He chewed slowly. "It tastes a bit like a sweet lemon," he told the others. "I think it's safe." Minna made notes on her tablet. "That's good news for the herbivore species," she said. "But we still need to find food for the carnivores like Tuck." They continued through the forest. Han carried a bag filled with samples of plants, fruits, and roots they had collected. Some had made him feel sick when he tried them. Others were fine. His body could handle small amounts of many things that would make aliens very sick. "Look," June pointed ahead. A small animal like a rabbit with 6 legs ran across their path. "That might be good for the carnivores," Minna said. "But we need to catch it first." Back at the crash site, the situation was getting worse. Many aliens were hungry. Some species had found nothing they could eat safely. They were getting weak. Captain Drell called a meeting in the evening. "What have you found?" he asked Han's team. Han showed the map they had made. "We'd found 7 types of plants that should be safe for herbivore species," he said, "and we've seen some small animals that might work for carnivores." Sung, the human engineer who was working on fixing the ship, had built some simple traps. "We caught 3 of those 6-legged creatures," he said. "We can test them tomorrow." Tuck looked hopeful. His people hadn't eaten in 2 days. "There's something else," Minna added. "We found a pattern. Foods with purple colors seem to be safe for most species. Blue ones are often toxic." June nodded excitedly. "It's true." Han tried a tiny bit of a blue fruit and was sick for hours, but purple foods haven't caused problems. "Interesting," Captain Drell said. "We'll focus on purple foods first." The next day, Han tried a small piece of the 6-legged animal after Sung cooked it. "It's safe for humans," he reported. "Similar to rabbit meat." Tuck and the other carnivores were able to eat it too. For the first time in days, they had a proper meal. As the week went on, Han and Minna tested more and more foods. They got sick sometimes, but their bodies could usually handle small amounts of toxins that would kill other species. Their livers worked to clean the poisons from their bodies. "Your detoxifying organs are remarkable," June told them as he studied their medical readings. "Most species can't process toxins like you can." By the 10th day, they had created a food map for the entire area around the crash site. Each species now knew what was safe for them to eat. No one was starving anymore. Captain Drell called Han, Minna, and June to the command center. "Your work has saved many lives," the captain said. "We lost 2 crew members from minor species because we couldn't find suitable food in time. But without your help, many more would have died." Han felt sad about the losses but proud of what they had accomplished. "Humans evolved as omnivores," he explained. "Our ancestors had to try many foods to survive. Over time, our bodies developed ways to handle different foods and even some toxins." "It's not just that," June added. "You humans are willing to try new things, even if they might make you sick. Most species avoid anything unfamiliar because the risk is too great." Minna nodded. "Adaptability is built into human biology and human thinking. We expect to face new challenges and find ways to overcome them." That night, as Han walked around the crash site, he saw something new. Aliens from different species were sharing cooking areas. They were showing each other what foods they had found. Some were even trying new preparation methods based on human suggestions. "You've changed things," Captain Drell said, joining Han. Before the crash, most species kept to themselves at mealtimes. Now they're working together. Han smiled. "Food brings people together, even across the stars." As they talked, Sung ran up to them, looking excited. "Captain, the communication system is working again. We've sent a distress signal, and a rescue ship has responded. They'll be here in 5 days." Han felt relieved, but also a little sad. Their time on this planet had created new bonds between humans and aliens. Would things go back to the way they were before once they were rescued? Han woke up to loud noises outside the camp. He ran out of his shelter to see what was happening. Several crew members were pointing at the edge of the forest. There, in the shadows, were large animals. They looked like wolves, but with 6 legs and thick, scaly skin. Local predators, the captain said. They've been watching us for 2 days. Now they're getting closer. Tuck joined them, his sharp teeth showing as he spoke. They attacked 2 of our food gatherers yesterday. One was badly hurt. Han watched the creatures. They moved in a group, circling the camp. They were smart hunters. How long until the rescue ship arrives? Han asked. 3 more days, Captain Trell said. But these creatures are getting bolder. They might not wait that long to attack. Sung approached them. The engineer looked tired from working on the ship repairs. We need to set up better defenses, he said. But we don't have many weapons. They spent the day building a fence around the camp using broken parts from the ship. But the predators kept watching, waiting for a chance to attack. That evening, Jum called an emergency meeting. I've been studying these creatures, the blue alien said. They have an interesting feature. Their bodies contain a strong toxin. A toxin? Minna asked. What kind? Jun showed them data on his tablet. It's in their skin and saliva. It can paralyze most species. That's how they hunt. 1 bite, and their prey can't move. Is there any way to use this against them? Captain Trell asked. Jun looked at Han. That's what I wanted to discuss. According to my analysis, humans might be able to process this toxin. Everyone turned to look at Han. You mean it wouldn't paralyze humans? Han asked. I believe your liver could break it down, Jun said. Not quickly, but enough to prevent full paralysis. Han thought about this. So if one bit me, I might get sick, but probably wouldn't die. Correct, Jun said. And there's more. If we could collect this toxin, we might be able to use it to create a barrier the predators won't cross. Minna looked worried. That's too dangerous. We can't risk Han getting bitten just to test a theory. We don't have to, Han said. He remembered something he had seen in the forest. Yesterday, I found a dead animal that looked like one of these predators. It was smaller, maybe young. It had been killed in a fight. Jun's fur rippled with excitement. If we could get samples from it, we might be able to extract the toxin. Han, Jun, and Tuck went to find the dead predator. Tuck came along to protect them, his sharp claws ready. They found the body where Han had seen it. It was starting to decay, but the toxin glands in the skin were still full. Back at camp, Jun worked to extract the toxin. This is fascinating, he said. The chemical structure is complex. Can we use it? Captain Drell asked. Yes, Jun said. We can create a spray to mark a boundary around the camp. The predators should avoid crossing it. But we need to test it first, Han said, to make sure it works and that I can handle it. Everyone looked nervous as Han prepared to test the toxin. He would touch a tiny amount to see if it affected him. Ready? Minna asked. She had medical equipment ready in case something went wrong. Han nodded. Jun put a drop of the toxin on Han's finger. At first, nothing happened. Then Han felt a slight numbness. It's making my finger tingle, he said. But I'm fine otherwise. Jun checked his vital signs. Your liver is processing it, just as I thought. Humans can handle this toxin in small amounts. They used the toxin to create a spray. Han, Minna, and Tuck walked around the entire camp, spraying a line on the ground. The predators watched from a distance. That night, one of the creatures approached the line. It sniffed the ground, then backed away quickly. The others followed its lead. None crossed the line. It's working, Sung shouted from his watch position. For the next 2 days, the predators stayed back. They prowled around the boundary but never crossed it. The crew could continue their repairs without fear of attack. Your human biology has saved us again, Captain Trull told Han. First, your digestive system helped us find food. Now your liver's ability to process toxins has protected us from predators. Tuck, who had once looked down on humans for their omnivorous habits, now showed respect. Perhaps being adaptable is better than being specialized, the carnivore admitted. Han smiled. Every species has its strengths. Humans just happen to be good at handling things that would make others sick. As they watched the frustrated predators from the safety of their camp, Han realized how much had changed. The aliens no longer saw humans as strange or disgusting for eating different foods. Now they saw human biology as remarkable, a survival tool that had helped them all. With the predators kept away by the toxin barrier, the crew had time to focus on other needs. Food was still a daily challenge. Each species required different foods, and finding enough for everyone was hard work. Han sat by the fire one evening, watching aliens from different species prepare their meals. Each group had its own way of eating. Some ate their food raw. Others soaked it in water first. None of them used heat to cook. "I have an idea," Han said to Mina. "Let's show them how humans prepare food." The next morning, Han gathered the crew leaders. "On Earth, humans use fire to cook food," he explained. "It makes food taste better, kills harmful things, and lets us eat foods we couldn't eat raw." Captain Drell looked confused. "You burn your food." "Not exactly," Han said. "We heat it carefully. It changes the food in good ways." Sung, who had been listening, stepped forward. "I can help build a cooking area," he offered. "We can use parts from the ship that won't affect repairs." With Captain Drell's approval, Sung and Han built a simple cooking station. They used metal panels from the ship to make a flat surface that could be heated by fire. "This is similar to what we call a stove," Han told the curious aliens who watched them work. When it was ready, Han showed them how to cook. He started with some of the 6-legged animals they had caught for the carnivores. "Raw meat can carry diseases," Han explained as he placed strips of meat on the hot surface. "Cooking kills the harmful things." The meat sizzled and changed color. A rich smell filled the air. Even some of the herbivore aliens moved closer, curious about the smell. "Now it's safer to eat and tastes better," Han said, giving the cooked meat to Tuck and the other carnivores. Tuck took a small bite. Then his eyes widened. "This is different," he said. "Stronger flavor, easier to chew." The other carnivores tried it too. They all agreed it was better than raw meat. Next, Han showed how to cook some of the root vegetables they had found. "Cooking breaks down tough plants, making them easier to digest," he explained. June watched closely as the hard roots softened in the heat. "Many plant foods that were too tough for my species might become edible this way," he said. Over the next 2 days, cooking became the center of camp life. Different species brought their foods to try cooking them. Han and Minna taught them about different cooking methods: roasting, boiling, and even a simple form of baking using hot stones. On Earth, cooking is more than just preparing food, Minna explained to a group of aliens. "It's a way to bring people together. We share meals as a social activity." The aliens began to understand. Soon, they were sharing their cooked foods with each other. Species that had kept to themselves now sat together around the cooking fires. Even Tuck, who had once found human eating habits strange, became interested in cooking. "Could we combine foods?" he asked Han. "Like adding these spicy leaves to the meat." "That's exactly what humans do," Han said. "We call it using herbs and spices." A new routine developed in the camp. Each morning, groups would go out to gather food. When they returned, they would meet at the cooking area to prepare meals together. Different species shared what they had found. They tried new combinations and cooking methods. Captain Drell watched all this with interest. "I've never seen so much interaction between different species," the captain told Han. "Usually, everyone stays with their own kind, especially around food." "Food brings people together," Han said. "It's been that way on Earth for thousands of years." June had been studying the effects of cooking on different foods. "It's remarkable," he said, joining them. Cooking makes many foods safer and more digestible. It might help species with limited diets expand what they can eat. That could be important for long space journeys, Captain Drell said thoughtfully, or for colonies on new planets. As night fell, Han looked around at the groups of aliens sitting together, sharing their meals. Some were even trying foods they would never have considered before, now that cooking had made them safer. "You've started something important here," Minna said quietly to Han. "This isn't just about survival anymore. It's about learning from each other." Han nodded. What had begun as a way to make food safer had become something more powerful, a bridge between different worlds. The morning of the rescue finally arrived. Han stood with Captain Drell on a hill near the crash site, looking up at the sky. According to their calculations, the rescue ships would arrive today. "There," some shouted, pointing to a bright spot in the clouds. "That's them." 3 large ships descended slowly toward the planet. They were sleek and silver, much newer than the crashed Harmony *. Everyone in the camp stopped what they were doing to watch. "They're here," Captain Drell said, all 4 arms making a gesture of relief. "We're saved." The ships landed in the clearing near the camp. Doors opened, and rescue teams rushed out. They wore protective suits and carried medical equipment. The leader of the rescue team approached Captain Drell. "Captain, I am Commander Locks of the Confederation Fleet. We received your distress signal. Are there many injuries?" "Some, but most of the crew survived," Captain Drell answered, "thanks largely to our human friends." Commander Locks looked at Han and Mina with surprise. "Humans? You had humans aboard?" "Yes," Captain Drell said. "And without them, many more would have died." The rescue teams moved through the camp, checking everyone and preparing them for transport to the ships. Medical officers treated the injured. Other teams collected samples of local plants and animals for study. Commander Locks met with Captain Drell, Han, and the other leaders to hear what had happened. They sat in the main rescue ship's meeting room. "Tell me everything," Commander Locks said. Captain Drell explained about the crash and how they had survived. "The humans were key to our survival," the captain said. "Their ability to eat and digest many types of food allowed them to test what was safe for each species." Han described how they had created a food map of the area and how they had used the predator toxin to create a protective barrier. Commander Locks listened with growing interest. "This is remarkable," he said. "Most stranded crews don't fare so well on unknown planets. Different dietary needs usually cause major problems. The humans also introduced us to cooking," Jun added excitedly. "It changed everything. Many foods that were inedible became safe and nutritious when heated." Tuck nodded in agreement. "I was skeptical at first. My people are strict carnivores. But cooking improved our food and brought different species together." Commander Locks looked impressed. "I've never heard of a crashed crew becoming so unified. Usually, stress causes conflict between species. Food brought us together," Han explained simply. "When we shared meals, we shared more than just nutrition. We shared our cultures." As they talked, reports came in from the survey teams. The rescue fleet scientists were amazed by the detailed food map Han's team had created. They were especially interested in the cooking methods and how they had affected different alien digestive systems. "The Confederation Science Council will want a full report," Commander Locke said. "This could change how we approach nutrition on multi-species ships." The next day, everyone prepared to leave the planet. The crashed Harmony would be left behind. It was too damaged to repair fully. The crew would travel home on the rescue ships. As Han packed his few belongings, he looked around the camp. The cooking area was still there, fires now cold. The toxin barrier was fading. Soon, the forest predators would reclaim this territory. June found Han by the edge of the camp. "I've been thinking," the blue alien said. "We learned so much from humans here. Not just about biology, but about adaptation and cooperation." Han smiled. "And we learned from you too." Captain Drell joined them, along with Mina, Sung, and Tuck. They stood together, looking at the camp one last time. "When we crashed, I thought it was a disaster," Captain Drell said. "Now I see it was also an opportunity. We've learned things here that will help the entire Confederation." "Like what?" Han asked. "Like how species with different needs can work together," Tuck said. "And how sharing food creates bonds. And how adaptability might be as important as specialization," June added. Commander Lox called from the ship. It was time to leave. As they walked toward the rescue ships, Han felt proud. What had started as a simple diplomatic mission had become something much more important. The crashed Harmony had taught them all that differences could become strengths when people worked together. And it had all started with the simple fact that humans could eat almost anything. 3 months had passed since the rescue. Han stood in front of the large doors of the Confederation Council chamber. He smoothed his new formal uniform and took a deep breath. "Nervous?" asked Mina, who stood beside him in her own uniform. "A little," Han admitted. "I didn't expect to address the whole council." The doors opened. Inside was a huge round room, with hundreds of seats rising in circles. Aliens of every shape, size, and color filled the seats. At the center was a round platform where speakers stood. "Diplomat Han and Dr. Mina of Earth," announced a voice. "Heroes of the Harmony incident." Han and Mina walked to the center platform. Captain Drell was already there, along with June, Tuck, and Sung. They had all been called to this special meeting. The head counselor, a tall being with silver skin, spoke. "We have reviewed all reports from the Harmony crash. What you accomplished there was remarkable. Today, we recognize your contributions to the Confederation." One by one, they received medals and honors. When it was Han's turn, the head counselor spoke directly to him. "Human Han, your species' unique biology played a key role in saving many lives. But equally important was your willingness to share your knowledge of cooking and food preparation. This cultural exchange has sparked new interest across our worlds." Han bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Counselor. Humans are honored to be part of the Confederation." After the ceremony, the head counselor had a special announcement. "Based on what we learned from the Harmony incident, the Council has made 2 important decisions." Everyone listened carefully. "First, we are creating a new position on the Xenobiological Council. This position will focus on cross-species nutrition and adaptability. We ask human Han to fill this role." Han looked surprised. The Xenobiological Council was one of the most prestigious scientific groups in the galaxy. "I would be honored," Han said. "Second," the head counselor continued, "we are establishing new emergency protocols for all Confederation ships. These will include training in food testing and preparation techniques based on the methods you developed." Captain Drell stepped forward. "This will save many lives in future emergencies." "Indeed," agreed the head counselor. "And to further promote understanding between species, we have one more announcement." The large screen behind them lit up, showing pictures of a new building. "This is Harmony House, a new cultural center on the Confederation capital planet. It includes the galaxy's first multi-species restaurant, where foods from all worlds can be adapted for different dietary needs." The images showed a beautiful building with gardens and large open spaces. At its center was a restaurant with many different cooking areas. "The restaurant opens today," the head counselor said, "and you are all invited to be the first guests." Later that evening, Han, Mina, June, Tuck, and Sung sat at a special table in the new restaurant. Around them, aliens from dozens of worlds were trying foods they had never been able to eat before. "Look at that," Mina said, pointing to a table where herbivores and carnivores sat together, sharing a meal that had been prepared to meet both their needs. Chefs from many worlds worked in the open kitchen. Some were using cooking methods based on what Han had shown them on the crashed planet. "I never imagined our little cooking fires would lead to this," Han said. Tuck, who was enjoying a specially prepared meat dish, nodded. Before meeting humans, I thought your omnivorous habits were strange and disturbing. Now I see they reflect something deeper about your species. What do you mean? Han asked. June answered, his blue fur rippling with excitement. Humans don't just digest different foods. You absorb different ideas, cultures, and ways of thinking. You adapt and help others adapt too. The Council thinks the same way, Captain Drell added. Your new position isn't just about food. It's about using that adaptability to help different species work together better. Sung raised his glass. To the humans who showed us that our differences can bring us together rather than keep us apart. Everyone at the table raised their glasses, each filled with drinks suited to their species. Han looked around the restaurant at aliens of all kinds enjoying foods they never could have eaten before. Something as simple as showing them how to cook had opened new possibilities for everyone. When I first came aboard the Harmony Asterisk, Han said, aliens thought it was strange that humans could eat anything. Now they see it as our greatest gift to the stars. As they enjoyed their meal together, Han realized that food had done more than just keep them alive on that crashed planet. It had built a bridge between worlds, and that bridge would now extend across the entire galaxy.